In the heart of Copenhagen, where history flows through cobblestone streets and the Danish flag sways proudly over Amalienborg Palace, an atmosphere of rare gravity descended on the royal household. His Majesty King Frederik X, a man known for his measured words and steady demeanor, had reached a moment that would demand both courage and sincerity. The truth, long held close, was finally laid bare before the woman who has stood beside him through 2 decades of marriage, Her Majesty Queen Mary. This was not an exchange between sovereign and consort, nor a calculated statement for the public. This was the private, unvarnished conversation of 2 people who have lived their lives under the unblinking gaze of a nation, now sharing a truth that could reshape how they move forward, both as partners in life and as the symbolic mother and father of the Danish people. It was the kind of moment that strips away the trappings of titles and crowns, revealing the raw humanity beneath. For those who know their story, the gravity of this exchange was not just about the words spoken but about what they represented, a testament to trust, unity, and the quiet resilience that has defined their shared reign. King Frederik X and Queen Mary's journey together has been one of Denmark's most cherished modern royal narratives. Their first meeting, in the bustling, sun-drenched atmosphere of the Sydney 2000 Olympics, was a storybook beginning. She, Mary Donaldson, an intelligent and independent woman from Tasmania with a professional career and a life far from the intrigues of European royalty. He, Crown Prince Frederik, heir to a throne steeped in tradition yet facing the demands of a rapidly modernizing world. Their connection, rooted in genuine conversation and shared laughter, grew steadily into a relationship that weathered public scrutiny and private challenges. By the time they married in 2004, their romance had already become a symbol of how love could bridge continents and cultures. For the Danish people, this union brought not only joy but a sense of renewal, a fresh chapter for a monarchy that has survived centuries of political change and social evolution. The responsibilities of being Denmark's symbolic parents are not ceremonial niceties, they carry a deep cultural weight. In Denmark, the monarchy is both a living institution and a unifying emblem. The sovereign and consort are expected to embody the nation's values, from humility and public service to compassion and moral steadiness. For Queen Mary, adapting to this role meant more than learning Danish and navigating royal protocol. She immersed herself in causes close to her heart, from the Mary Foundation's work on domestic violence prevention to advocacy for mental health and anti-bullying campaigns. King Frederik, following the footsteps of his mother, Queen Margrethe II, has balanced tradition with a desire to connect more personally with the Danish people, often choosing authenticity over formality in his public appearances. This recent confession was not about scandal or political maneuvering. Instead, it was an intimate acknowledgement of the pressures, doubts, and private struggles that come with a life constantly lived in the public eye. For years, speculation has occasionally touched on the strains of royal life, particularly when one partner must travel abroad alone or when the demands of state separate the couple for extended periods. Yet, rather than allowing distance to create division, King Frederik and Queen Mary have consistently demonstrated their commitment to transparency with one another. The king's willingness to speak openly at such a pivotal moment reinforced the mutual respect that is the cornerstone of their marriage. In a monarchy that has had its share of testing moments, abdications, constitutional debates, and generational transitions, this level of honesty between sovereign and consort is not just personal, it is deeply political in its implications. Denmark's constitutional monarchy thrives on public trust. Any sign of discord at the top can ripple outward, influencing public perception and even the institution's long-term stability. When the king chose to share his unfiltered thoughts with Queen Mary, it was an act that went beyond marital intimacy, it was a reaffirmation of their joint leadership. In private, they are husband and wife, bound by love and shared responsibility for their 4 children, Crown Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, and twins Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine. In public, they are the embodiment of stability for a nation that values both tradition and progress. The king's confession was, by all accounts, a moment of mutual vulnerability. Queen Mary's response, marked by attentive listening and steady composure, reflected her years of experience in navigating delicate conversations. Those who have observed her closely know that her strength lies not only in her public charisma but in her ability to absorb complex truths without reactionary judgment. Her years of balancing royal duties with motherhood, managing public expectations, and maintaining her Australian roots have given her a perspective that few others could bring to the Danish throne. She understood that this conversation was not about weakness but about reaffirming their unity in the face of pressures that few outsiders can truly comprehend. In the broader context of their reign, This exchange can be seen as part of a larger evolution in how modern monarchs engage with each other and their citizens. No longer is royal communication expected to be a one-way proclamation. The Danish royal couple has embraced a model of leadership that values dialogue, empathy, and adaptability. King Frederik's willingness to express personal truths mirrors the authenticity he has shown in other settings, whether addressing environmental concerns, advocating for sports and healthy living, or encouraging young people to embrace active citizenship. The Danish people, often described as among the happiest in the world, hold their monarchy in a special kind of affection. This affection is earned, not inherited. While the crown may be passed down through bloodlines, the respect and trust of the people must be continually renewed through actions, words, and visible integrity. The king and queen have understood this from the beginning. Their public life is punctuated by moments that reveal their human side, be it cheering their children at school events, sharing a lighthearted moment during a royal tour, or showing compassion to those facing hardship. This most recent private conversation, though unseen by the public, is emblematic of the same principles: openness, trust, and the courage to confront difficult truths together. In many ways, the strength of their marriage mirrors the stability of the Danish monarchy itself, adaptable, deeply rooted, and quietly resilient in the face of changing times. The king's last-moment truth-telling was not an act of desperation but one of deliberate connection, ensuring that no matter the challenges ahead, they would face them together, aligned in purpose. As Denmark continues to navigate its place in an increasingly interconnected yet uncertain world, the symbolic unity of its mother and father becomes more than ceremonial, it becomes a touchstone for national identity. And so, from the gilded halls of Amalienborg to the quiet moments away from the cameras, this royal partnership stands as a reminder that leadership is not about never feeling doubt, it is about choosing to share that doubt, resolve it together, and emerge stronger. For King Frederik X and Queen Mary, the confession was not an ending, but a renewal of the vow they made not just to each other, but to an entire nation. The Danish people will continue to look to them for steadiness, and if this moment is any indication, they will find it in abundance. The question now is how this renewed unity will shape the monarchy's role in the years ahead, and how the bond between these two figures will continue to inspire those they serve. Under the calm and measured exterior of royal life, there exists a constant undercurrent of adaptation, negotiation, and personal resilience. For King Frederik X and Queen Mary, this has meant navigating not only the ceremonial demands of their positions but also the evolving social and political landscape of Denmark and beyond. Their partnership has been tested in ways both public and private, and the latest moment of truth between them is simply the newest chapter in a long story of mutual reliance. In the world of modern monarchy, public perception is as crucial as constitutional duty. Every word, every gesture, every decision is filtered through layers of tradition, protocol, and the contemporary expectations of a democratic society. In such an environment, even the smallest personal revelation between a king and queen can hold immense symbolic significance. The strength of this relationship lies in its foundation, built over more than 2 decades on shared values, open communication, and a deep understanding of each other's strengths and vulnerabilities. King Frederik's openness in this private moment was not a departure from his character but a continuation of his consistent approach to leadership, grounded in sincerity, even when the truth is difficult. As the symbolic mother and father of Denmark, Queen Mary and King Frederik occupy a role that extends far beyond the palace gates. They are expected to represent the nation in every circumstance, from state banquets with foreign dignitaries to unannounced visits to schools and hospitals. These moments of public duty carry their own pressures. Every smile, every conversation, every moment of eye contact can become a subject of discussion in the media and in the homes of the citizens they serve. Behind these moments lies a careful balance between formality and approachability, a balance they have both mastered. Queen Mary, in particular, has built a reputation for her ability to connect authentically with people from all walks of life. Her warm yet composed presence reassures those she meets that she is both approachable and deeply committed to her causes. King Frederik, while often more reserved, has a disarming informality when he chooses to display it, reminding Danes that their king is not removed from their daily lives but engaged in them. This is why their private conversations, especially one as significant as a last-moment truth-telling, resonate beyond the personal sphere. They are an essential part of how the monarchy stays relevant in an age when many countries have moved away from hereditary rule. Denmark's royal family is among the most respected in Europe precisely because it has managed to modernize without losing its sense of history and tradition. King Frederik's reign, still in its early years, is already marked by efforts to maintain this delicate balance. His leadership style mirrors that of his mother, Queen Margrethe II, in its respect for tradition, but also reflects his own generation's values, openness, environmental awareness, and a willingness to engage directly with the public. Queen Mary's contribution to this dynamic cannot be overstated. Her international background gives her a unique perspective on Denmark's place in the world, while her years in the country have deepened her understanding of its culture and values. She has been instrumental in shaping the monarchy's modern image, focusing on causes that resonate both domestically and internationally. Her work on social issues, particularly those affecting vulnerable groups, has elevated the royal family's public service profile. In moments like the King's confession, her role as a listener and confidant becomes even more critical. These are the moments that strengthen their partnership and, by extension, the monarchy itself. The Danish people have long understood that their royal family's power is not political but symbolic. It rests on a foundation of trust, respect, and emotional connection. This is why acts of honesty, especially those between the king and queen, are so important. They signal to the public that their leaders are united, grounded, and human. In a rapidly changing world, such unity offers reassurance. It tells the people that, no matter the challenges ahead, the symbolic heart of the nation beats in harmony. And in Denmark, where the monarchy's survival depends on public support, this harmony is not a luxury, it is essential. Moments like this also remind us that the monarchy is a family, with all the complexities, joys, and trials that entails. Their children are growing up in the same spotlight that once followed their father, and the example set by the king and queen will shape not only their personal development but their eventual roles within the royal structure. Crown Prince Christian, now stepping into a more public role as heir apparent, will undoubtedly look to his parents' example of mutual respect and open dialogue as he prepares for his future responsibilities. Princess Isabella, and the twins Vincent and Josephine, are likewise learning what it means to balance individuality with duty. In the years to come, they will inherit not only titles but the lessons embedded in moments like this, lessons about truth, resilience, and partnership. For now, the Danish royal family continues its work, appearing at public events, hosting visiting dignitaries, and engaging with citizens in ways both grand and modest. The King's confession to Queen Mary will remain, for the most part, a private moment. But its spirit, the courage to speak openly, the grace to listen, will continue to influence how they approach their shared reign. The Danish people may never know every word exchanged that day, but they will feel its effects in the unity and steadiness that follows. In a monarchy where perception is as powerful as tradition, this is what sustains the institution. And so, as Denmark moves forward under their joint leadership, one can only reflect on the enduring truth that even in the most public of lives, it is the private moments that define the strength of a partnership. Which leaves us all to ponder, how might our own lives change if we found the same balance of honesty and unity in our most important relationships? In the end, perhaps the most powerful truth is that even at the highest levels of power, it is honesty and trust that keep the foundation strong. And so, as the Danish flag flies high above the palace, one wonders, how might our own lives change if we found the courage to speak the truths that matter most to the people who matter most?